Welcome to your Colorado State volleyball update. The Rams halfway home in a very important road stretch. They get a big victory over San Diego State on Thursday, and the battle for first place, the Rams emerge on top over Fresno State. I'm Matthew Wozniak, head coach Tom Hilbert, to talk about that. Before we get into the big battle for first place Saturday, go back to Thursday. I thought that was about as quick and as explosive as your team has looked defensively and offensively against the Aztecs. You stymied them from the moment the ball was served.
Yeah, we did. And it's starting with really good service pressure, which knocks them off balance a little bit, and then coming back at them with really good tempo. Yeah. And that's what we did against San Diego State. And we got and you know, on top of all that, the icing on the cake is we're getting in front of people and blocking their more important weapons. San Diego State, then it forces them into a lot of errors. And they were an error-prone team anyway, and they end up giving you a lot of points. So it was quick and easy, and we played well, and we stayed very efficient, and I'm glad, because sometimes in those matches it's easy to let up a little bit, and we didn't. We stayed on the throttle the entire time.
You mentioned tempo just a moment ago on the offensive side of things. You were distributing the ball very, very well. It wasn't just focusing on the middles. It wasn't just on the outside. It was everywhere. I think it was one of the best matches Oleksack's had.
Yeah, it was. She did a great job, and putting Sasha Colombo in there gives her an option and allows her to create a little bit more. She's much more multidimensional, and so I think that gave her some freedom.
Yeah, Colorado State sweeps the Aztecs. Sasha Colombo gets her second start. She turns around and starts again on the all-important match on Saturday against Fresno State on Saturday afternoon. That's her third start. What is the reasoning behind that? Obviously, Gubser brings certain things. She brings certain things.
Gubser is a better blocker. Yeah. Sasha is better offensively. And we get that from, the first 8 matches of the year, practices, everything. And we just feel like we can add a little bit more a few more offensive options with Sasha. Mm-hmm. So we're going with offense, knowing that it may hurt us blocking, but she's been doing okay blocking. She's not stuffing a lot of balls, but she's getting in front of people and slowing balls, and that's what's important.
Yeah, 9 kills against the Aztec, gets a start against Fresno State. Okay, let's walk through this one very, very briefly. What was the game plan waltzing in? I think it starts, and you've said this before, it's not a secret. It starts with the service pressure and serve receive, and you were exceptional in both phases.
We were really good in both phases, and we've been doing that well at home. We're much more relaxed. We got Amanda Young back in the lineup all the time now, and she's a really good serve receiver. But the serving, we're hitting the right people, we're going at it hard, and that's been good.
I'm glad you brought up Amanda Young, because Colorado State had struggled earlier in the season with some of their serve receive and their passing. Again, it goes back to that tempo we're talking about and the passing. The way that she has shored up that back row, I don't think we've put enough of a spotlight on her contribution since coming back and the importance of her play for you moving forward. And that's a lot of work. Yeah. I mean, it's a struggle for her. She starts as libero, gets hurt, has to come back, find a defensive specialist role. Talk, if you would, please, about her adaptability and her positivity and what she brings to your team's success, because I think she's one of the catalysts.
She is. She's really important. Remember, she missed 15 matches.
Yeah.
That's a lot of matches, and so if you look at what she does, number one, there's no more, they can't target her, so they have to go back at other passers who are all good now. I mean, all of our serve receivers are pretty solid. It ends up putting pressure on Brianna. That's the one that they pick on. But also, she had the versatility in the back row to play some middle back, to play some left back, to play some right back. She plays, left and right most of the time. But she can do those things, and she makes plays. She's fast. Teams can't tip or junk on us as much as they were doing before. And so just those 3 rotations he's in, it really helps us.
Yeah, solidified a lot of things back there. Of course, let's talk about the player of the match, and just recently named the Mountain West Offensive Player of the Week. I said offensive last week. I guess I was predicting it to this week. Kirstie Hillier was named Offensive Player of the Week. She was just nearly unstoppable. But the thing is, she was given the ball in nearly perfect attack opportunities, great windows. It seemed like she was just used perfectly.
She was. She found a way Katie found a way to get her the ball high enough. When she had good approaches, she got her stuff behind the setter that was good. She hit a slide in that match. It's probably as good as I've seen her hit a ball all her career. And I just feel like that was something also that when she gets to be that physical, what happens is the teams that are playing her, like, we have no answer. You know what I mean? And it messes with their head a little bit. They get into a more desperate kind of framework in their mind, and they don't play as smoothly because they can't stop her.
Yeah. Colorado State sweeps the Bulldogs here at Moby Arena, but look, it's the middle of a long stretch. They'll be back here Tuesday night with a border war against Wyoming, and then on the road to a dangerous Air Force squad. And look, Pauline Hogard-Jensen was on our program here on the Volleyball Update a few weeks ago and talked about going up to Estes Park. And, everyone knows that it's a beautiful opportunity, and we got one of our 14ers out there, Longs Peak. But one of the things that everyone always says, if you're going to climb Longs Peak, you get to the top, great, congratulations. You still got to go down.
That's right.
You're only halfway there.
Yeah, absolutely
don't
correct.
start thinking that you're all of a sudden you've achieved
Right.
your goals. Where are you at now that you've climbed all the way up to
Right.
the top of the standings?
Yeah, now we are neck and neck
Yeah.
with Fresno, who has 5 seniors.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna flinch.
Mm-hmm.
They're not gonna slip up. They're gonna win out. We need to win out. I mean, and that's how we have to look at it. And we have some really hard matches left. Wyoming, very good, even at home. At Air Force, very good.
Mm-hmm.
At Boise State, very good. So we've got a lot ahead of us.
Yeah. So Colorado State taking it one match at a time, as we've heard it from players, as well as Tom Hilbert taking it one match, one set, one serve at a time. Anyway, congratulations on a big weekend.
It was big and it was fun.
Yep, and it's going to be even more fun here Tuesday night when the Rams welcome
come
in
out
Wyoming.
and make some noise.
Yeah, going to need it. All right, we'll be right back with Jessica Jackson on your Colorado State Volleyball Update. Don't go anywhere.
Rams and Buffs have been traveling the world with Semester at Sea since 1963. Semester at Sea Voyagers explore 10 to 13 countries across 4 continents in a once-in-a-lifetime semester. Whether you're a high school student, current undergraduate student, or an adult adventurer, we are now welcoming spring and fall applications. Visit semesteratsea.org to learn more about student and lifelong learner voyages. Best of luck to both teams.
It's times like these when you've got to stay centered. The 2018 Nissan Rogue, with available Pro Pilot Assist that can help keep you centered in your lane. Experience it only at your local Nissan store. Now the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway.
Get to Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics.
You know what they don't say? If only I had done more banking. We know that life is about living. So go live, and we'll take care of the rest. We are Canvas Credit Union. Go live.
Welcome back to the Colorado State Volleyball Update. Pleased to be joined by Jessica Jackson. And Jessica, okay, now look, I gave Brianna Reynolds a whole bunch of grief. She was born in Hawaii. You're a little bit farther west, weren't you?
I was. Tokyo, Japan.
Tokyo, Japan. How long were you there?
I was only there for about 2 years, and then we moved to Colorado.
Well, I'm going to do the same thing I said to Brianna. I was like, she wasn't there very long in Hawaii, and I asked her if she played any beach when she was a little kid. Do you remember any Japanese or anything, any in particular that you recall?
I wish I did. In my head, I always remember like sumo wrestling, but I know it wasn't real. I definitely made it up, but...
But whatever, it works with you, so you got a connection there.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, as we all know, Jessica is a fantastic athlete coming out of high school. In fact, the kills leader in your high school. You came here, you redshirted in 2015. Now you're starting to see the progression. You're starting to see all of the payoffs from the hard work that you've put in here at Colorado State. What do you like so far about how your game has progressed?
Honestly, just being a smarter player, I really enjoy, because I know that sometimes I'm not always going to get the kill if it's like not a set that's all the way there. We're really scrapping for balls. So I just really enjoy being able to keep the ball in play and get that final kill, hopefully.
Yeah, there were question marks for Colorado State coming in. Who was going to be that second strong side rotation player? And obviously you've stepped in and taken care of that role. You're very different from Brianna Reynolds athletically, shot selection, mentality, things like that. But you also complement each other very, very well. What do you think is your strength playing on that position?
I think my strengths in this position is really just being able to hit high and hard.
High and hard, okay.
Yeah.
The Jessica.
Yeah, the Jessica. Yes. Just high hands. I mean, as long as I can get some sort of touch on it and let it soar out of bounds, I'm good.
Hey, you take whatever you get. It doesn't, on the stat sheet, it all looks the same. Exactly right. Doesn't matter if you dent the floor or if it goes off of a paw. But one of the things that I talked with head coach Tom Hilbert about in just the post-Fresno State match was it seems like the game has slowed down for you. It seems like as the season has progressed, you you first got in, you weren't sure really where to go a lot of times, but now you just seem so cerebral about picking and choosing and recognizing what the defense is doing. Is that a legitimate assessment of your play up to this point?
Yeah, I think definitely so. At the beginning of the season, I hadn't really played that much in years previously.
Yeah.
So I'm new to the court, and I'm new to like figuring out who's around me and how they play as well. And so it was just super interesting, and it's awesome to be able to grow and really truly slow down the ball and be able to see it.
Yeah, now that you can see that and you can work with teammates, you can read defense, you're doing those things, where's the ceiling for you? What other shots do you want to add to it? Are we going to have to work on other things?
You know, everything.
Yeah.
Just everything, honestly.
Yeah. No problem with that whatsoever. Okay, let's talk about how you've incorporated with the team here up to this point. Obviously, your team got off to a little bit of a rough start, but now you've on a winning streak, you're moving forward. What's the mentality and what do you bring to the positive attitude of your squad?
I think our mentality is really, we're going for it. I mean, at this point, we don't want to be the team that ruins that 23 NCAA tournament appearance streak. We want to keep going to the tournament. We want to keep being great, and we know that in order to do that, we have to play at the top of our game for every single game.
How hard has it been on your legs and the team's legs? Because this is, we're in the middle of a 4-match and 8-game or an 8-day road stretch here, or a stretch, excuse me. How hard has it been physically to stay on top of it and be fresh and be ready to go and explosive every time? Because, as I said with Coach Hilbert last time, there's a long way to go before this is determined.
Yeah. I mean, with practices, we're kind of shortening it up and really just working on what we need to work on in order to play the teams in the days ahead of us. And today, side note, but it's really funny. We had lifting today, and so we look at the sheet, and it's it looks like a spring lift. I'm talking like front squat 150, like 6 reps or 5 sets, and we're like, oh gosh. And then JP's like, just kidding, grab a band stretch, and we're like, oh, thank you.
Oh,
so it's
awesome.
Just stuff like that. Like we're able to really just stretch and really.
So it's loose. Everyone's staying loose, staying composed,
exactly.
and having fun with it, because that's the ultimate part, right?
Yes.
All right. So we're looking at a border war here. You're a Colorado kid now. Even though you were born in Japan, you lived your life in Denver. You need some revenge against the Cowgirls coming up on Tuesday. What's your message? Stay composed, or is there a little extra in your preparation?
Absolutely, stay composed. That's really what we need to do in order to beat this team, because they're a fast team with a fast offense and great defense. So we just got to stay composed and be ready to play a long game. Yep,
Colorado State on a winning streak. Jessica Jackson, a huge part of Colorado State's growth. You can see it in her game as well. Jessica, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
We'll see you back here next week for the Colorado State Volleyball Update. Don't forget to get your tickets for the Border War on Tuesday at CSURams.com. We'll be back with all the highlights next Monday. Thanks, folks. See you next time.